Welcome back to the Newman Show. We'll be discussing why cabs can't simply drive, starting with Uber drivers, yellow cabs, green cabs, your mom and pop's bodega cab down the block that for some reason still exists. I don't know how they make money. I don't know who still calls cabs. But let's get back to it. Now, driving down the city, particularly, Manhattan, why yellow cabs? They can't drive. They are reckless. They'll be doing 60 miles an hour, and then one moment they'll just come to a complete stop to pick up some old lady with her dog for no reason, no warning. Yeah, I get it. They're trying to make a living. I hate it. I don't like it. Get out the way. Do it somewhere else. Green cabs. I don't have much to say about green cabs because I don't even know where they operate. I seen them in Queens. They stalk people by the bus stop and then ask for like $5 for a quick ride to 74 in Roosevelt. Now, Uber drivers, those are my favorite. These guys would take their time. They would look at their phone. They would click on the next ride. They'll stop in the middle of the block. They'll pull over anywhere. They don't use signals. It's just, it's insane. I don't know what to say about these cab drivers. I hope you guys feel the same. Now, I could tell you a whole bunch of stories about cab drivers, but for now, so let me tell you a story real quick with yellow cabs. I hope I don't end up being arrested because I did get crazy and I threw a water bottle at the guy. He basically cut me off. And in New York, someone cuts you off, you go straight mode of revenge, road rage, or whatever you want to call it. I looked what I had. I grabbed the water bottle, threw it at his window. Dude chased me. We almost fought just because of that. I don't care. Don't cut me off. Yellow cabs. And again, I don't want to go too much in this race thing, but we all know when yellow cabs are mostly what background they have, and they're nuts. Oh, this other one, it wasn't a green cab, but it was I think access ride or someone the ones that park in front of the hospitals and pick up the old people. This dude almost hit me with his car. Same thing, cut me off. But what made it worse is that he lowered his window and started cursing me out like I was at fault. It so happened I had just stopped for a cup of iced coffee. You know what I did with that? Straight through his window. He didn't have enough time to put the window up. Soaked in iced coffee. I don't give a shit. Don't cut me off. Welcome to New York for those that don't know how we do out here. You don't cut people off. Now the last one, I believe it was Uber drivers. Now me personally, I know Uber drivers. I know some of them good friends, but some of them are assholes. You have the ones that you would look at, it says 5 stars, 4 stars, and some of them are below 4 stars. But then when you call them, they're assholes. They don't talk to you, or they're disrespectful to women. A lot of them don't. If they're again a particular background, they don't address when women talk to them. I remember one time we called the Uber, and the guy was down the block, wouldn't go around, wouldn't back up, made us walk, and we got charged a $2 fee because of the distance, or I believe because we had him waiting, or just because he was parked far away. And just because of that, again, these cabs is out of control. I could go on with more stories, but for now, I'll just give you that. While we're in the topic of New York, let's move on to the next thing that if you're from New York, where I'm about to say next, you could relate. Now, I could go back, true story, 5 years old, landed at JFK Airport on the way home through the Van Wyck. They were doing construction. They were doing construction. I remember that. I was 5 years old. Construction. I'm now 30 something. They're still doing construction. What are they doing there? What are they building there? And you drive by and you see construction everywhere. The only thing that I know for a fact went up and we all see is the air train that connects the airport. Besides that, everything is still under construction. That has to be the biggest, what do you call it, money grabber, or it's being funded by the state government and they just don't know what's going on. Van Wyck needs to be investigated. They need to send top 10 women that do their research online and find out what's going on there. Investigate who's behind this crime because it's been under construction for over 30 years. I don't know what's going on. Now, well, let's stay on more about New York. Now, besides the Van Wyck, we spoke about cabs. What else can we talk about? Should we come out the biggest scammer, the biggest money grabber in New York? Should we talk about EasyPass? Should we discuss the fact that they're the biggest criminals in the state, if not the country? Because I believe every state has their own way of handling tolls. But EasyPass, New York City, they will kill you. You miss a toll, $2, and 30 days is $250. In 8 months, you're on the wanted list and you own 18,000 in fees, and that's just one toll. What's going on? Driving to the city below 58, you gotta pay a congestion toll, and then God forbid you want to go home a different route. Now you got to pay for that toll, whether it's the 59, whether it's a Brooklyn Bridge, whether it's the Manhattan Bridge, the RFK, Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel. Just one quick journey through New York, at least $30. For if you start in Queens, the city, Jersey, $30 one day. It's insane. But the point with this is these guys are criminals. I know I'm not the only one that God forbid you miss a toll, or they say that you didn't have enough funds, or they say they send you 3 letters, but you never seen those 3 letters. Just that big orange envelope that says final warning. We all been there. No one controls these guys. Think about it. Do the math. They must be making millions in fees daily, weekly, yearly. These guys are crooks. I want you guys to leave me comments, get to me, DM me, send me a message, tell me a story about how EasyPass got you. While we're in the topic about Ubers and cabs, let's not forget that Uber, anybody could do it. Doesn't require much of an IQ or anything, because I seen the background check. I see what they do. You just need a picture of your ID, and I think you pay a fee, and they do a background check. But then you see the drivers you get. I'm trying to discriminate. I love all you guys, but some of these drivers are questionable. I'm pretty sure they kill somebody back home, or they're wanted somewhere, or they're on the run, because I seen it. It's kind of crazy. And not to mention, back to the biggest criminals in New York, let's not forget the crooks on foot, the ones that walk around with a little tablet, and the moment you forget to pay the meter, or you just get distracted for 5 seconds, you come back to a ticket. Listen, these guys move like ants. I don't know where they come from. I don't. They look. I'm sorry. They move like roaches, because you get distracted for 5 seconds and you forget the meter and you end up with a ticket on your windshield. But with them, it's easier to dispute. You can send a message. They're nice people. Let's not forget. Stay on topic. EasyPass, crooks. If you work for EasyPass, I'm sorry. I'm not. You're part of the problem. I sound upset because I've been a victim. At one point in my life, I owned almost 15,000 fees. Tolls was like $40, but I owned 15,000 tolls. Basically, I was a wanted man for not paying my RFK or on my way to the outlets on the New York Thruway. Insane. Sorry, I just get distracted. I get upset. And then just today, quick story. Parked somewhere. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to park. 5 minutes, went in to return something, came back out, and I see my car about to be towed. And I understand, like my brother says, they're doing their job. I don't give a shit. They're crooks too. Somebody must have called, because it was literally 5 minutes. Somebody called, hey, this car just parked here, come get them. And I parked across the street from the business, but apparently that parking lot belongs to BJ's and some other department store. And they still made me pay the fee. Could have went left, but then I wouldn't be able to make this podcast. I ain't forget about the story about green cabs, yellow cabs. I believe I covered Uber. Green cabs are mostly in Queens. Now, the good thing about these guys is that they pick up anybody. You could look homeless, they'll pick you up. All they want is your money. Like I said, they stalk you at the bus stop because they know the bus is not coming. So they wait for people, and then they'll be like, give me $2 or $5, and they'll drive you to a train station. Unlike the yellow cab, if you don't look appropriate or like you have money, they won't stop for you. They actually discriminate. I don't like that. Now I see why they have beef, why the yellow cabs and the green cabs don't like each other. It makes sense. I get it. And the green cab is like the lower class people. That makes sense. Yellow cab, I guess, for the people on Park Avenue. They get good tips. I don't understand. Either way, I don't like any of you guys playing. Some of you guys. I have love for everybody. Stay on the New York topic. Let's talk about how they have changed New York to be labeled as a subtropical state. I thought that was gonna be palm trees, coconut trees, lizards everywhere, and I guess more beautiful weather, but I was wrong. Doing my research, apparently it means that we're gonna get a lot more rain, a lot more humidity, a lot more rats, a lot more water bugs. Basically, anything that we already hate now, just times 10. Now, if you guys notice, hey, listen, it rains. It's not that simple just rain anymore. We get hurricane winds, everything gets flooded. Since when do we have a flash flood alert every time it rains? The subway system gets flooded, the highways, your local street, and then next thing you know, your car gets flooded. New York is changing. A lot is changing. We were just talking about how crazy the weather has been lately. And a matter of fact, a few days ago, or I think maybe like 2 days ago, we got an earthquake in New Jersey. Since when? I know we had one, I think last April, that everybody felt. But there was one recently that was in New Jersey. It was felt in northern parts of Queens. Matter of fact, I think we had one today too as well. Things are nuts out there. It's crazy out there. Again, I live in a part of New York where it rains, most of the streets get flooded, and I'm not talking about something that will clear up in a few minutes. I'm talking about fire truck has to come and rescue people. It's crazy out here. I don't know what's going on in New York, but again, we gotta keep an eye on it. Looks nuts. Another thing that I've always been obsessed with weather. I've always been obsessed with hurricanes and all type of craziness. I have apps on my phone that follow earthquakes. I get alerts that would show you messages about what earthquake just hit here. If there's a hurricane forming in the Atlantic, if there's tsunamis, I get all crazy with weather. I don't know. That's just the way my mind works. I've always been obsessed with it. Now, what's crazy is there was a video I saw on TikTok that talks about cruise ships and what happens with the waste that goes. People flush the toilet on a cruise, and people believe that that will be all vacuum out. It's not. All of that goes back into the ocean, and all of that ends up in the water. So when we go to the beach, pretty good chance that I'm swimming in your shit. People always talk to me about New York City beaches. Or my neighbor the other day came over to me and was talking about Orchard, I think Orchard Beach or Reese, I believe, beach. I've never heard of this. Normally, I go to Jones Beach, Robert Moses, furthest possible away from the city. I hear there's beaches in the Bronx, I believe Staten Island. I do go to Rockaway once in a while. Whenever I don't feel like driving an hour and a half out, I'll go to Rockaway. But parking there is a scam. Let's not go back there to the topic about tickets because it's crazy out there. The whole avenue by Rockaway, it looks like you could park there, but they'll give you a ticket. Anyways, my point being, beaches, New York City beaches. I don't know many good beaches. Everyone just all I know is Jones Beach, Robert Moses. Everything else looks dirty. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know you live in the Bronx or the city. That's probably your local beach. I tried Jersey beaches last summer, but the drive there was so long. It took me like 2 hours to get there. And then most of the beaches over there are gated. Like, like, oh, you have to live there. You have to be a resident. You got to show ID or you have to pay for a pass. I'm not paying to go to the beach. It's not happening. I could do it for free out here. Why would I pay to go to the beach? That's nuts. It's free. It's the ocean. Why you're making me pay to step onto the ocean? Wow. Never doing it. But again, if you guys want to recommend a good beach out here in New York City, that'll be great. I don't know many of them. Again, I go to Long Island, Jones Beach, Robin Moses. It's peaceful, it's clean, so many restaurants. And there is a few places that, yes, that residents only and you have to pay. But hey, for 10, 20 bucks, you get a pass. You get to enjoy beautiful beaches and good food. I'm doing it. Instead of going to the hood and dirty water, I'm not doing it. I'll pass. And talking about beaches, when did the price for ice cream get so crazy? You go to an ice cream truck, Mr. Softy, you get two ice creams, whether it's a vanilla cone with sprinkles for the kids, whether it's a milkshake, whether it's a SpongeBob goofy ice cream falling apart, $15, $20. Two ice creams, $13.50. You can even say, yo, do I get a discount if I pay cash? Because they'll tell you they take Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, crypto, Bitcoin, you name it, they'll take it. You can pay them in Dogecoin, Ethereum. These ice cream trucks have came a long way. They don't play no more. No more $2.50. No more $2.75. Now I gotta pay $5, $6 a cone. A shake is like $10. It's crazy out here. Good old times when things were affordable. We didn't have to pay so much money. We could tell our parents, all we need is $20. And $20 will last us a whole week. For a bodega, get cheap stuff, get breakfast, get a drink for a whole week. And you was good. Nowadays, 20 for gas is not even good. You need 30, $40. New York's expensive. I don't even know why anyone lives here. Every time I think about it, if I could, I would leave. I really would. But then I will miss it. I will miss my Knicks. I want to stay out here. I will leave that for a different topic. Let's not get into sports right now. We'll talk about it in the next episode. Hope you have a good one.